Although Vita Health Group provided this exercise class provisional with your health and safety in mind, each individual participant has their own limitations and should consult their general practitioner or an appropriate medical professional prior to undertaking the class. Should you be prone to injury, are currently pregnant, or be managing any functional limiting medical conditions, please seek medical confirmation prior to participating. At all times, ensure you follow all instructions provided by Vita Health Groups throughout the entirety of the recording. Should you experience any symptoms of dizziness, nausea, or increased pain at any point during your participation, please stop and seek the appropriate advice from your general practitioner or the 111 service.
Hi everyone, welcome to our intermediate class for the knee. So this class is aimed for people who start to see somewhat of an improvement in their symptoms and looking to further that progress. So obviously the aim of the class today will be to looking to strengthen the knee, provide stability in the actual knee itself, but the structures around it as well. So here in front of you will be a list of equipment you'll need for this class. Please have a quick read through this before we move on to our warm-up. Okay, so I'm going to start with a bit of a warm-up now, just get the body ready for the class. So I'm going to start out with a nice gentle march, just very steady on the spot. So looking to drive them knees up, get them arms moving, make sure we're swinging the arms as well. Make sure we're taking nice deep breaths while we're working through the exercise. So kind of the aim of the warm-up here is to raise the heart rate, activate the muscles that we're looking to work, mobilise the joints, and then potentiate, which is to make the exercise we're doing a little bit more difficult and progress into the actual class itself. So keep yourself stood nice and upright, nice deep breaths, keep driving them knees up, don't let them fall down. So as the heart rate begins to pick up, we'll actually increase muscle temperature as well, which improves muscular flexibility. All things that are good to help us perform and to prevent any kind of injury or anything like that. Okay, so we're going to progress this march into a nice steady jog, just keeping it on the spot. Again, don't forget about your breathing. Nice deep breath throughout, nice and light on the toes. If you want to swing the arms a little bit as well. That's it, a little bit longer. Again, just kind of jogging at a comfortable pace, nothing too serious for you. Okay, I'm going to move on to the joint mobilisation for the hips, the lower back and the pelvis. So we're just drawing these nice big circles as far as we can. Keep the hands on the hips to guide. And then we're going to change direction and the exact same thing going the opposite way. Again, nice deep breaths. Really feel that kind of stretch through the muscles as you push in each different direction. Okay, and then just on one leg at a time, just as far as you're comfortable with, just swing that leg in forwards and in front behind you. Focus on one point in front of you, or pop your arms out just to help you balance a little bit. And again, you can progress it just by swinging a little bit further. So you're just looking to feel that stretch in that hip, and activate the glutes as well. Also activate through the leg, where we're just keeping that little bit of balance. Okay, and then the exact same thing on the other side. Again, pick one spot in front of you, get the arms out, and just swing that leg. If you do need to put your foot back down to gauge your balance, that's fine. Good stuff. Okay, and then we're just going to start to bring it up the body a little bit into the shoulders, and we're just going to draw these nice big circles with the hands. Again, progress it yourself, kind of as far as you want to go, as far as feels comfortable for you. If that's just a small circle down here, that's fine. If we can we bring them up into a nice big circle, forwards and backwards, and just keep going. Helps to stretch out the chest, the upper back, even working into the neck a little bit as well. Again, a good warm-up kind of focus targets the whole body rather than just certain structures. Good. Make sure we are changing directions. Good stuff. And then we're going to move on to mobilise the actual spine itself. So various different movements for the spine. So we're going to start with feet nice and close together. Again, nice deep breaths while we work through these. Popping our hands on the front of our thighs and just sliding down as far as we can. When you reach that point, very slowly return to your starting position and repeat. So 5 of these. Again, make sure we are just staying in a comfortable range. So if that's only to your knees and back up, that's perfectly fine. It's just as far as you can go. Okie doke. And once we've done 5, the exact same thing, hands round on the back, just below the glutes. And we're just going to slide down towards the back of the knees. Again, you won't get anywhere near as far as you will going forwards. And again, it's just as comfortable as you can, kind of in terms of distance. So 5. Once you've done your 5, hands round onto the sides, kind of where your pockets should be. Maybe open up your feet a little bit wider for this one. And stand up nice and straight, and you're just going to slide one hand at a time down towards the knee to side flex the spine. And the exact same thing going in the other direction. Good. Again, nice deep breathing as we work through. So to each side is 1 rep, so you do 10 in total. Good, last one. Then you're going to, again, feet still in kind of position, arms out in front of you, and you're going to rotate to look over one shoulder, and then rotate the other way. Again, each side being 1 rep, 5 of these. So again, 10 in total. Keep counting your head. Make sure you keep the hips facing forwards, so we're just rotating the lower trunk. Okay, then give everything a nice little shake off as we draw towards the end of our warm-up. So we'll move on to the actual class itself now. So here's just a quick reminder of the equipment we'll need for this class. Okay, so our next exercise will be a single leg glute bridge. So obviously very similar to the glute bridge, however we'll just be doing it on 1 leg this time. Just to make it a little bit more difficult to put a lot more load through 1 leg rather than the 2. Okay, so lowering down into our starting position, we're going to bring ourselves on to our back. Get ourselves nice and comfy, and then pick which leg we're going to complete this first set on first. So I'm going to start off on the left leg, bringing the right leg up off the ground, and then just push up off the floor and slowly lower back down. Again, just repeat this process. So working for 8 reps. So up, squeeze the glute on that side, and lower back down. Good stuff, nice deep breathing, work really, really slowly. And after we hit 10, swap over and repeat on the other side. So again, 10 slow. Really drive them hips up. Squeeze that glute as we get to the top. Keep it under control. Nice deep breathing. And one more. Keep them nice and slow. And then lower both legs down to the ground after we've done 10 on both sides. And bring ourselves back up onto our feet. Again, give the legs a nice little bit of a shake. A bit of time to recover, so just 20 seconds, get a drink if you need one, and just have a little bit of a breather. So take 20 seconds and we'll come back for our second set. Okay, so bring us back into our second set of our single leg glute bridge. So again, repeating the same process. Down on the ground. Get into that comfortable position. Laid flat on our back. With both hands flat on the ground. Bring the feet into a nice comfortable position next to each other. And just lift one off the ground. So again, we're starting on the same side that we started with last time, and just lift the hips up off the ground. Again, really, really slow, under control. Driving them hips up. Two more, keep going, keep pushing. Good, and lower that leg back down, and we'll repeat on the other side. So again, lift that left leg up, push, and back down. Nice deep breathing. Make sure we're squeezing that glute as we get to the top. And slowly lowering back down. Keep going up to 10. Keep them nice and slow. Two more. Last one, make it a good one. Really squeeze that glute and lower back down. Both legs down on the ground. And then slowly bring yourself back up onto your feet. Again, giving the legs a nice little shake and a nice breather. So again, take 20 seconds and I'll move on to our next exercise. Okay, so our next exercise is a single leg knee drive. So again, we're going to be working at the back of a chair like so. So I'll show you at the side on view. So hands on the chair like so. I'm going to walk the feet back. And one leg at a time, we're just going to drive that knee up as quick as we can and back down. Okay, so just working on one side before we swap over on to the other. So we're going to drive them up 10 times on each side. I'll move over on to our second set. Okay, so off we go. So drive that knee up and slowly back down. Up. Nice quick pace on the way up. Really drive that knee up. Good, and swap legs. Really quick drive. Lower it back down. Nice and controlled on the way back down. Nice deep breathing as we work through. Working up to 10 reps. Okay, good. Again, give legs a nice little bit of a shake. Take 20 seconds, have a drink before we move on to our next set. Okay, moving on to our second set. Again, the exact same thing. Keeping that quick pace up, keeping that drive nice and short. Again, moving back to the leg that we started with, which is obviously the right hand side for myself. So, again, keeping this one leg as a bit of a stabiliser, and the other leg driving up off the ground. Not putting too much weight through the chair. This leg does some balance work. Again, working up to 10. And swap legs. Okay. So again, just walk back ever so slightly, give your knee enough room. There we go. And just using the chair to guide you where you need to be. And would you drop down to 2 fingers on the back of the chair? Good, again give the legs a nice little shake. Again, take a nice little breather, 20 seconds, have a drink, let the leg recover, and we'll move on to our third and final set. Okay, so when we're ready, we're going to move on to our third set. So again, exact same thing, keeping that knee drive nice and quick, just dropping that weight onto just the 2 hands. So we've got this grounded leg doing a lot of balance work for us. Okay, again, 10 reps, off we go. Good, one more, back to 10. Good, and swap legs. Again, using 2 fingers in the back of the chair. Just trying to let the grounded leg do a lot of the balance work rather than our hands. Nice deep breaths. 2 more. Good. And again, give the legs a nice little shake off. In between them, again, go get a bit of a drink, have a little bit of a breather before we move on to our next exercise. Okay, so our third exercise will be a body weight squat. Again, a really good exercise for targeting kind of the whole lower body, but also quite good engagement of the core and the trunk as well. So for our start position for this one, just gonna have our feet a little bit outside of hips width. Again, can vary person to person, wherever's comfortable really, but that's kind of how I like to have my feet positioned, and it makes it a little bit easier as well. Hands, you can have it across your chest or kind of just in front of you, so nice, again, just a comfortable position. And we're going to slowly lower down, bringing the glutes down to the floor, pause at the bottom for a second, and work back up. Again, a really, really slow contraction on the way back up, and a slow contraction on the way down as well, just to slow with each other, remember. Include that pause at the bottom, increase that time under tension. Time under tension is where the body builds strength. Again, counting in your head how many you've done, maintaining nice deep breathing throughout. So we're working up to 10 reps. Again, just work at your own pace, trying to go as slow as you can. Keep that back nice and straight. Make sure you keep that pelvis level. And one more. Again, nice and slow. Pause. And back up. Okay, so that's the end of our first set. Keep your legs moving, same as all the exercises we're going to do. Nice active recovery between them. So get yourself a drink, have 20 seconds rest before we move on to our second set. Okay, so that's the end of our rest break. Again, we're just going to repeat that again, the exact same exercise, maintaining that slow technique as we move into our second set. So again, restart with them feet just outside of hip width. Bring the hands across the chest if you have them on your shoulders, or just like that, wherever's comfortable for you. Keeping that back nice and upright. Lower down, pause at the bottom, and back up. So we're lowering them glutes right down to the ground, pausing for a second, and slowly coming back up. Imagine you're trying to sit on a mini stool that isn't there. Good stuff. Keep that deep breathing as we work up and down. And again, that's the end of our second set. Same routine. Shake them legs out, get yourself a drink, and just take 20 seconds to get your breath back. Nice deep breathing for our rest break. Okay, so that's the end of our final rest. What we do now is move on to our final set. So again, 10 repetitions of that body weight squat. So foot position, outside of hip width, hands across the chest, and make sure as we move into our final set, we maintain slow and correct technique. It's easy to lose that as we begin to fatigue. Again, nice and slowly. Keep that pause at the bottom of the rep, and come back up. Nice deep breaths. One more. Nice and slow. Pause at the bottom. And come back up. Good. Again, give your legs a nice little shake. Get yourself a drink. Have a bit of rest before we move on to our next exercise. Okay, so next up we have a stretch for the hip flexors, which are the muscles that run down the front of our thighs and up over the pelvis as well. So we're going to start off on our knees for this stretch. I'm just going to place one foot out in front of the other. So we're looking to stretch this side first. So we're just going to lean forward onto this knee and hold that there. As we get to that end point, we're just going to twist and put a little bit of a rotation through the hips. Just holding that for 20 seconds. Just keep working through. Nice deep breathing. Good. Very, very slowly, don't rush. After 20 seconds, we're going to come back up. And we're going to repeat on the other side. Just get yourself set up. Again, extend that knee out in front of you. If you need to bring this knee backwards, make sure we're all set up right. You can feel it in this right hip flexor, so down the front of the hip. And again, just lean forward so you can feel that stretch down the front of the hip. Again, just 20 seconds holding this position with a very gentle twist in either way. You can use your hands on the knee to help twist to progress that stretch. Good, really, really slowly. Nice deep breaths as we repeat for 20 seconds. Really slow it down. Good, and bring the knees together. And just take some nice deep breaths, just have a little bit of a break before we move into our second set. Okay, and moving on into our second set, again repeating on the side that we worked first. So, bring that knee up in front, slowly leaning forward. So adjust that back knee so you can feel the stretch down the front of the side. Again, leaning forward onto that side, anchoring using the hands, and twist over each side. Should really feel the stretch progressing as we turn away from that side. Again, 20 seconds, just moving through nice and slowly. Good, so we're just rotating the top half. After 20 seconds, we're going to repeat on the other side. Slowly lean forward, holding onto the knee as a bit of an anchor point, and slowly twist, looking over each side. So we're not twisting the knee or the hips, it's just the torso that we're twisting. Good, 20 seconds again. Maintain that nice deep breathing. Should also feel a bit of a stretch in the glutes on this side as well. Really good stretch this one. Good. Just holding that for 20 seconds. And after 20, comes back into a kneeling position. Nice and tall. Nice deep breaths. Just take 20 seconds of a bit of recovery time, get a drink if needed, and we'll move into our third and final set. Okay, and moving on to our third and final set. Again, starting on the same side that we started with previously. Bringing that front knee up and out in front. Adjusting that back knee so you can feel that stretch. And then as we lean forward, feel that stretch right down that front side and into the glute on this side. Again, just using that knee to push off, to twist from either side. Really slow. It's just the upper torso that we're looking to twist. Again, just 20 seconds, that nice deep breathing. Good. After 20 seconds, swap over on to the other side. Again, just adjust this knee position where needed and slowly lean forward. Again, really hold on to that knee and twist to look from side to side. Really important we keep that nice deep breathing, allows us to push further into our stretch. Again, just 20 seconds. Good. Again, 20 seconds in, just bring that knee back down next to the one and climb back to your feet. Give legs a nice little shake off. Stand tall, nice deep breaths, and just take 20 seconds for a bit of recovery before we move into our next exercise. Okay, so our next exercise is RDLs. So they are a really good eccentric contraction of the hamstrings, so a really good way of strengthening them. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off with a weight in each hand, so nothing particularly heavy. So I've got here 4 kg in each hand. I'm going to start out with the weights out front of the quads, and then very, very slowly we're going to lower that weight down towards the feet and come back up, bringing that weight up towards the hips. Very, very slowly repeating that process. Good. Nice deep breathing as we're working through these. So you should feel the hamstring really lengthening on the way down. Good. Really, really deep breaths, really important here. Make sure we're keeping them legs nice and straight as we work down towards the bottom. Okay, and as we get to 10 reps, we're just going to place the weights down in front of us. Okay, and just have a nice little 20-second breather. Let the legs recover, get a bit of a drink before we move on to our second set. Okay, and whenever you're ready, again, moving back into that same exercise, so pick them weights up from in front of you, placing the weights again in that exact same starting position with the back of the hand facing away from you, feet facing forwards. And again, just a nice slow 10 controlled reps. Make sure we keep them knees locked out. Don't let the knees bend. Imagine you're slowly lowering that weight down to the floor. Maintain that nice deep breathing. Good. Two more, make sure the quality, make sure we're not doing them too quick. Really, really slow. Good, and after that 10, again, just lower them weights down onto the ground. Again, stand up nice and straight, nice deep breaths, shake the legs out and have 20 seconds, let the legs recover. Nice bit of a breather, and we'll go again for our third and final set. Okay, perfect. So moving on to our third and final set. Again, the same technique as before, just ensuring that we make sure we are being very, very, very slow, very cautious on the way down and on the way back up. Keeping them legs nice and straight, don't let the knees bend, and feel that hamstring lengthen as we lower that weight down towards the feet. Nice deep breathing as we work towards the final half of our final set. Good, one more, make sure it's a good one, nice and slow. Perfect, after that 10, again you slow them weights down onto the ground, give the legs a nice little shake out. Give yourself time to get some nice deep breaths in and give yourself time for the legs to recover as well. Again, just take 20 seconds and we'll move on to our next exercise. Okay, so this exercise is called toe walks. Very simply just moving around across the mat you've got in front of you on your toes. So it might be a bit difficult to stay there if you might drop down onto your heels kind of occasionally. Just make sure we go back up onto the toes again and try again. Really good exercise to build strength and stability in the ankle, the feet, even all the way up into the knee as well. Okay, so you can start off at one side, come up onto the toes, and walk. We're just going to hold this for 30 seconds, repeating in different directions. Okay. Again, nice and slow, just make sure we're staying up on the toes where we can. Really, really slow walk, turning around at the end. Nice deep breaths, really, really slow, don't rush. Good stuff. And after 30 seconds, bring yourself back to where we started. Give your legs a nice little shake off. We're just going to have a 20-second breather in between sets. We're going to do 3 sets of these. This is your first one. So take 20 and we'll move on to our next set. Okay, so we're ready, moving on again to our second set. Again, 30 seconds of just walking on our toes really, really slowly, under control. Okay, so bring yourself back up onto both toes and just keep walking. Again, if you find yourself wobbling and coming back down, get yourself back up and just start again. Turn around, can we stay on the toes while we're turning around? Can we push ourselves by really getting as high up on our toes as we can? Good stuff. Again, 30 seconds, keep holding it. One more time across. Good, again, just let the calves relax. Give them a nice little shake off. Again, just take 20 seconds, let the muscles recover before we go into our third and final set. Okay, so cracking on with our third and final set. Again, really, really slow, up on our toes. This time, make sure we're always as high up as we can. And we'll take steps a little bit bigger this time, just to push ourselves a little bit more. Again, 30 seconds, keep yourself turned around, and go again. Nice, slow steps, eye in front of you. Turning round. Once more across to finish off. Really slowly. Brill. Brings us to 30 seconds. Bring yourself back down to your heels. Giving the legs a nice little shake out. Again, take 20 seconds before we move on to our next exercise. Okay, so this stretch is called the sit and reach. Very, very simple. We're going to sit on our bum and reach for our toes. So, really good stretch, stretching out the whole of the body from kind of the back of the heel and the calf, right the way up into the upper back. So starting out with knees nice and flat on the ground in front of us. I'm just going to reach out for our toes and hold that position or as close as we can for 30 seconds. Starting in 3, 2, and 1. So just keep reaching and coming back. Just keep pushing through. Nice deep breaths as we reach forward. And as we get to 30 seconds, bring yourself back. I'm just going to give the legs a nice little bit of a movement just to stretch them out a little bit. Good. Shake the arms off. I'm going to repeat that movement another 30 seconds, just reaching as far as we can. So you'll struggle to hold it as far as you can, so make sure we keep moving through for that stretch position. So you should always feel a little bit of a stretch, but progress it yourself by reaching a little bit further forward, kind of as possible. Okay, so again, 30 seconds, starting 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Again, don't forget to take nice deep breaths as we're reaching forward for these. Good stuff. As again we get towards 30 seconds, bring the arm behind you again and just move them legs, stretch everything out before we bring ourselves back up onto our feet. Give legs a nice little shake, and that brings us towards the end of that exercise and towards the end of that class as well. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for joining. Thank you very much. Take a little breather. Get your breath back before we go into a little bit of a cool down. Thank you. Okay, so the same way we prepare the body to warm up for exercise, we have to prepare the body to cool down in the same way. So we just to start off with that, we'll pop our hands on our hips in nice big circles, working around as far as we can. So looking to lower that heart rate back down to a resting level and keep the fluids transporting around the body to the tissues that we've worked. Nice deep breathing throughout. Nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good, and then change direction, the exact same thing. Try and use your hands just to guide your hips a little bit further. Really progress that stretch if you want to. Good stuff. Keep working. Twice more round, and I'll move on to our next stretch. Okay, so starting off, hands on front of the legs. I'm just going to reach down to touch our toes, nice and slowly, and coming back up. Ensure we're going down as slowly as we're coming back up. Again, maintain deep breathing as we're working down to the toes and back up to our start position. Keep the knees nice and straight, don't let the knees bend as we work down. Okay, and then bring the hands up and behind the head. Again, nice deep breathing while working through all of these movements. So really open that chest up, nice deep breaths, and we're just going to work. Bring the hips out and the shoulders over to the other side. And the other way. And rotate to look each way. Again, just hold it at the end of the stretch. And work around the opposite side. And forwards. Again, keeping the knees nice and straight. Keep the back in line. And back up. Nice deep breaths as we're working down. Nice deep breath in as we come back up. And the same thing, leaning backwards. Okay. Then just moving on to a very steady, just walking on the spot. Again, looking to keep those structures working. Looking to engage that skeletal muscle pump. So every time your muscle contracts, it pumps that blood flow back around the body. Similar to where the heart does, but you know, rather up near the heart, right down near the structures that we've worked. So again, just nice and slow. Keep your breathing nice and deep. Very gentle. I'm just going to move it around the mat, just side to side. Again, just engages different muscle groups ever so slightly. Okay, then just to finish off our cool down, some really nice deep breathing. Again, the nice deep breath really helps to lower that heart rate back to its resting level. So hands on hips or behind your back, wherever feels comfortable. Really get that chest out. Nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just keep repeating that. And that'll bring us to the end of our cool down. Thank you very much. Great.